Who wants to hear about liquefaction necrosis? Those of you who are familiar with my account and also with the process of necrosis are probably like, oh god, oh no. So here we go. So necrosis is the process of unwanted cell death, essentially, as opposed to apoptosis, which is programmed cell death. Necrosis is when your cells die and you don't really want them to. Now, liquefaction necrosis is mainly associated with bacterial and fungal infections, but also with internal chemical burns. You know, as what happens. Don't you just hate it when you get an internal chemical burn that causes liquefaction necrosis? So essentially what it is kind of what it sounds like. It's your cells dying and turning to liquid. Fun! So this is what happens when your cells are severely damaged by something like an infection or a chemical, and they die, and then there's these special enzymes called hydrolysis enzymes that basically break your cells down into the components. Those components, in this case, happening to be basically juice. So after these hydrolytic enzymes come through and do their thing, what you're left with is the dead cells, the stuff that can't be turned into juice, as well as the necrotic tissue, the juice part, as well as some like white blood cells and all that. And it results in basically a thick white pus. And then a bunch of other cells come through and clean up most of that pus stuff, and what we're left with is kind of this empty space because there's no cells that is filled with fluid basically to maintain its structure. And that is often turning into an abscess, which is bad. Now, there are many types of necrosis. I just think that liquefaction necrosis specifically is really gross and fun to tell people about to freak them out. So essentially, liquefaction necrosis is the process of your cells getting so damaged that they turn into a fun little smoothie.